Yo, what's up, everyone? Today we're looking at the Bellevue Hospital all meat diet experiment. So let's get into it. Alright, first, this experiment was done by two men. They went under the carnivore diet for only 1 year, and they were monitored closely every single day at a hospital. They measured health outcomes like weight, nutrient deficiencies, and their well being. So, first, these men weren't just ordinary men, they were Arctic explorers. So, they explored the Inuit tribes like that. They ate carnivore and thrived on it. So, they saw these tribes, eating carnivore, so they wanted to try it out for themselves. So, let's see how it worked. So on their diet, their estimated macronutrient ratio was about 80% fat and 20% protein in the actual like long period of time during the study. In the first week, they ate mostly protein, little to no fat. They had some problems, and that's going to become apparent when we see the side effects of the diet. All right, what was expected? So obviously, what was expected now was the same as they expected back then. So they still have these things like scurvy, weight loss, nutrient deficiencies, these common myths today that are being promoted. And obviously, we already know that you cannot get scurvy from carnivore because meat does have vitamin C and it's not competing with the GLUT4 transmitter like glucose. Then obviously weight loss. You can get weight loss from carnivore if you're obese, but you're not going to get weight loss if you don't need to lose any weight. Eating naturally brings you to your natural weight. It's that simple. And then nutrient deficiency is obviously not me, as all the nutrients you need. So let's look at the results. One, that is switched to more fat because of hunger. This is obviously apparent because fat has all the nutrients you need, except for protein, of course, but it has most of the nutrients. If you're hungry, if you eat more fat, then you're not going to be hungry anymore. You're going to be satiated, and this is apparent. If you're eating mostly protein to little to no fat, you're missing out on 99% of what meat offers, which is all the nutrients, all the micronutrients, the vitamins, stuff like that. If you're eating only protein, yes, you're going to be in a rapid starvation mode, which is what they experienced in the first week. And then they switched to it, mostly fat, and they were fine. So the results, no scurvy, no weight loss, no nutrient deficiencies. So, one, they stayed at the same weight. I'm pretty sure they were like average weighted men, like 180 pounds each, and they stayed at the weight. I think one may have lost like a couple pounds, but nothing too crazy. The scurvy, obviously not. They didn't have any scurvy. We already went over that. And then nutrient deficiencies, of course not. And they were examined by 3 doctors, and all 3 said that they had enough nutrients for proper health. So this is an accurate study. Like, this is not like some bull crap they did in the 1900s. Like, they had 3 doctors, 3 different doctors examine their health, and all of them said that it was extremely good. So don't make fun of like the time just because it was bad. I mean, they had great side effects. 3 doctors confirmed it. So let's see what their side effects actually were. And one was higher energy. So this is apparent, and it's not just because of the Randall cycle. I know a lot of people say that. It's actually just because they were not eating this junk anymore, this processed foods, because the Randall cycle isn't as important as people think. Like, you can eat carbs and fat. You could eat fruits and meat and still have high energy, and you can even have more energy because of different things are going, like glucose going to the brain, fat, like it's different stuff going to different places. But you're still going to have higher energy if you go on only carnivore just because you ate processed junk and then you switch to a completely all natural, good, high quality diet. Then, yeah, you're going to have higher energy. And then one hair loss was cured. So one of them did have hair loss, and it was significantly better when he went through the carnivore diet. And this is obviously true. Like animal fats, they help hair loss by reducing inflammation, and they protect the hair follicles. Raw fat has all the nutrients to help your hair follicles, and it has nutrients to help your blood vessels. Your blood is running through your scalp, which helps your hair grow more. And when you have more nutrients, it's going to help your blood flow better. Has also mimicked your scalp's natural oils, sebum, and it helps a lot with your environment for hair growth. So eating raw fats is incredible for your environment, your follicles, turning over your cells, that's very important, and other stuff like that. So yes, if you want hair, if you want to cure your hair loss, eating a raw fat diet will be good. But even also doing stuff like putting like bone marrow in your hair, raw fats, raw butter, stuff like that. That's really good. Putting it on overnight, and within months or maybe even weeks, you're going to see results for your hair loss. And then, of course, we have organs working better. So they were checking the kidneys and livers, and they were working better. They were working about, like, when I looked at the research, they were working actually about the same and like a tiny bit better. It wasn't a big change, but it was a little bit better. And this is obviously apparent. Obviously, for organs to completely heal, it takes, like, some take about 6 to 7 months. Others take about a year, a couple years. If like, depending on like how bad your diet was, then it will go up for how many years it is. So yes, this was the study, the Bellevue Hospital All Me Diet Experiment, and do not blame it for its timing, the 1900s or whatever. It's a very accurate, very well done study about two men who wanted to try the carnivore diet. It proves that the carnivore diet is beneficial. It doesn't prove that it's beneficial long term, like 20 years, obviously, because it was only 1 year, but it does prove that if you have a carnivore diet for 1 year, that you're going to have beneficial side effects from it, especially the hair loss and higher energy. And they went on actually to do more studies, I'm pretty sure, and they went on to do more like talkings, because I did see a video about them talking about how beneficial the carnivore diet is. So yes, do I advocate for the carnivore diet? No, I think eating fruits, eating meat, fruits, milk is extremely, extremely beneficial. Eating all of those, and extremely more healthy than the carnivore diet. Like, not substantially healthy. Like, you could still thrive on the carnivore diet, and it is an all natural diet. But I think eating fruits and glucose, fructose, milk is extremely beneficial. So yeah, thanks for watching. Comment down below if you want me to review any other studies. I'm probably going to come out with some more and some other beneficial stuff about working out, looks maxing, and diet. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy the video. Thanks for watching.